it, man.
Okay, well, listen, I've got Andy Gimba here with me at Raes. We all know the folklore. I've been spinning around the suburbs and the local area for some time, so we've loved here to speak to a master chef. What draws you into this? What makes you like working here, and what's the driving force behind that?
Look, it's pretty obvious, really. Like, you just have to look behind you and look at the view and look at the waves. Like, you know, I'm a pretty keen surfer. That's one thing that keeps me in Byron Bay. I think it's, you know, it's an awesome area, and I'm sure you know it well, Noel. And, you know, I love the building. Like, the building's got history, as everyone knows. You know, Raes Wategos is one of the iconic hotels of the world. It's not everyone's cup of tea, but, you know, a lot of people love it, and I'm one of them.
Well, it seems to have this Agatha Christie mystique to the naked eye. But how does this go back? How far in history does this set up?
I think it was built in the 60s.
In the 60s?
Yeah. And Mr. Raes, he bought it in 1991.
Yeah.
And he was a resident for the restaurant. We're sitting in the restaurant part of it now.
Yeah.
And yeah, he built the hotel, and he built it from nothing basically. And, you know,
And as a chef of some note, how long have you been here for?
Oh, look, I ran Raes Wategos for 3 years until 2009, and then I was in Sydney at Jimmy Lick's for a year, and then I set up Chin Chin in Melbourne for a year, and then I came back to Byron Bay.
Yeah.
I worked at a place called Rock and Roll Coffee Company in Gimba with my mate Mike for a year, and then Mr. Raes asked me if I'd like to come back here for the summer, and I've been back here for 6 months now.
Right.
So,
Can you just give us that local orientation that you were just talking about there, mate, please?
We've lost. I think we've lost our core market in some ways, because like the customer satisfaction recently has been lower because we've, you know, opened the floodgates, and we've really lowered our, like, Byron as a town has really lowered its standards, and, you know, customer satisfaction's gone down, and it's kind of reached a tipping point where so many people have had an average time in Byron that now it's lost its luster, and now we're feeling it, I think you'd say, because we don't have the same bulk of tourism anymore.
Yeah, so, and you were making comment there about the fact that locals now are stopping to drift into town because of the congestion, and therefore you're losing a bit of your core market.
I've moved out of Byron, and like I spend more time in Mullumbimby and like around South Golden Beach and Bangalore, or, you know.
Right, so you're looking for a bit of remoteness that's been
why
lost.
we were here in the first place, really.
Yeah.
You know, and that's why Byron became so famous, was because of its beauty, you know, and because of its alternative culture. And like, what they've done is they've just tried to cash in on the tourist buck, and like all the stuff that made Byron great, it's kind of moved out. Like, it's still around the area, but like you have to go to Mullumbimby, or you have to go elsewhere to find it. Like, whereas the actual, you know, the core reason people came to Byron, which was that kind of holistic kind of
so it's reached a tipping point where there's just too many people flooding in, the infrastructure can't handle it.
Well, we kind of, I don't know, we don't really have a point of difference between that and the Gold Coast anymore, you know. Like, you know, before it was, you know, I think the freeway made a big difference when people could just drive down the freeway for a day. Like, when I first came to Byron, it took 3.5 or 4 hours to get here because of all these little goat tracks like through the hills and things. And now, you know, you can get to Byron from Brisbane in an hour and a half. You know what I mean? So, and like, nothing wrong with Queenslanders coming down here. Like, you know, my partner's a Queenslander, but it's just the sheer volume of people. And like, you know, before, you know, we had a thriving little restaurant scene, and we really had some. Like, I was really proud of the culture of Byron Bay, but I think, you know, it's an economic thing too, with the financial crisis and that. Like, I think we kind of took the money because, like, we're all trying to make a living here. The long-term ramifications is that it's lost its kind of specialness.
Yeah, well, that's certainly seems to be the case, but nonetheless, we're pleased to be here for the day. Thanks, mate.
It's still beautiful.
Yeah, thanks for that.
Nothing wrong with it, that's for sure. It's actually awesome.
There we go. There's the tourism picture right there. Fantastic. All right, well, thanks very much for that bit of insight there, Andy.
Yeah, no.